Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tier 1 Racing Division. My name is Stryfium, here from Canada, and I will be joining you once again for some Baku Racing Intensity. And I'm absolutely thrilled to get into this one. I will be solo for this campaign, but that's okay because I have commentated many a Baku race, and 20 turns of this circuit can do any driver in with a little bit of a long haul. It's 26 laps around this 20 turn circuit, and very intense circuit, a lot of 90-degree turns. It's very technical, tight. You really need to be careful around here, especially through sector 2 and that castle section. It is the 9th round here in Hungary, or not Hungary, excuse me. The 8th round in Baku. The 9th round is in Hungary next week, and the reason I was talking and thinking about Hungary is because we are currently looking into whether or not we have Hungary coming up or not. There's still a little bit of an issue with track limits and things like that in Hungary, so a big question as to what will happen with that. Singapore round 10, France after the break week. In round 11 we have Spain, Austria, Mexico, and Brazil, and that's going to be a very good race, of course, and a very good round of the season. Well, a round out to the season, with Brazil and Mexico there, Austria as well. Austria is such a circuit. Everyone drives a lot of Austria, I think. And, well, let's take a look at the standings. Brain Stew out in front of Shenjay by 5 points right now. Candy King, of course, 3rd position for him. We have Brownie in 4th closing in. Luke Smith as well. Mateo, his teammate, now in 6th. The Williams 7 and 8 Eruption Yard. It's a tight grid, and it's a very fast grid at that. We've seen it all season long. This is their 8th round. Haas leading the championship. You see, they're 5 and 6, but they're leading the championship. Alfa Romeo, they're in 2nd position, and AlphaTauri in 3rd. And with the standings, we are just about ready to go racing here in, well, Azerbaijan. I'm gonna just further let Mr. Mark know as he is hosting. I hope everybody has been well this week, and I hope the races have been enjoyable. I know I wasn't here for Tier 3. The Americas races were certainly something to see. The Tier 1 division for the Americas side, Becky B back to the top step with a stellar drive. It's been a very intense week of races. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Stars just coming in the chat. He's driving home. Maybe he'll sneak in. Oh, cool to see. But we have, of course, everybody now in the lobby is starting to ready up. And once everyone's ready to go, we will be in and racing here around Azerbaijan. A lot of race. Really itchy to go. Captain Miner coming through into the chat saying he's got his jersey ordered. Yes, of course, if anybody is looking for any Misfits merch, we haven't got any graphics on stream yet, but I will tell you one thing for certain. If you check out the announcement section of the Discord, you're going to find a nice treat in there, and hope everyone is able to enjoy and take part in that. Coming into the session now. Countdown ticking down. Shout out to Disaster coming through up in the Alfa Romeo. And of course, thank you so much, Disaster, for the support. And great to see you come through at the sub and bring in the support for the Alfa Romeo squad for Kai and Brain Stew. Take a look at the group. All right, with us this evening, we have Mark Over at Alpine, we have S2000 in over at AlphaTauri. We have Yar Santiago on the grid over at Aston Martin. Brownie over at McLaren. Kai in the Alfa Romeo. Vexit for the Haas squad. We have Eruption in Mercedes. Larsen at Alpine. Scars, the South African at Ferrari. Rutanius, the Dutchman. He is in the Aston Martin. First driver out of the pit lane as well. A little bit of a thing for him. Maybe that's part of his routine. Maybe it's a good luck. First driver out, Rutanius in that Aston Martin. Artex in the Red Bull with us this evening. Matteo Longe in the Haas as well. Magnetar in the McLaren. We've seen so many drivers deploy team tactics, primarily in this division. Brownie and Magnetar, and we'll have to see what they're able to do with the tow coming down into turn 1 tonight. Polypunk over for Ferrari in a reserve capacity. Really taking a step up in a reserve capacity from the 4th tier in the European divisions. So from 4th tier to 1st, it's a big leap, but he will be able to score those combined constructors points for his team, as there were, I guess, no other reserves available this evening to take that slot, which is, you know, it's great to see him coming through for the squad like that. Further down the grid, we have Juan Liu. Of course, he's in the Williams. Best Mate, as well as Avi, Brain Stew, and Candy King rounding out the 19 racers for this one. And this is actually, believe it or not, I have not had an opportunity to get on Formula One very much. So this is my first journey into the world of the game, where we get to see this fantastic livery. And Rutanius on the way into the pit lane, just on those mediums. We're going to see our first run coming out of, well, who is that? Kai in the Alfa Romeo. Sure, we'll get a better look at the Red Bull later, as much as I'd like to look at it now. We want to take a look at the action. So through into turn 2 now. Kai utilizing the inside curbing just a touch, trying to find the outside line there. He will now push down on the power up through the gears into turn 3. This long run, a lot of 90-degree turns in this sector. We're now into the 3rd of the 90-degree turns. Now into turn 4. Coming up to another one. Then we're going to have a quick left, right in 5 and 6. Through after this long straight. Now, left, right, 5 and 6. Pushing down on the power now up through the gears once again as we come into turn 7. Very tight circuit, Baku, and it's even tighter when there's other cars to fend off. And, well, this is where you really don't want to take too many risks. Up through the castle section now, out of turn 12. Driving through this very fast left turn section of circuit here, pushing through 13, 14, now 15. Into sector 3. 13.963 on the clock, nearly invalidating his run coming off the curbing there. Tight hold of the wall here. Going to keep things straight, I imagine. And there we have it to the line. There it goes, a 138.641 to open things up. Next behind him is going to be Yar Santiago, 38.137. Artex in the Red Bull. P2 for him. The McLaren next up to the line. Magnetar, 37.778. There goes Brownie. And I would be shocked if there wasn't a tow in effect there. Larsen, 140.651 now, the 5th time on the board. Eruption coming through in the Mercedes at 38.762. Juan Liu, 38.833 for Williams. Best Mate, 38.762. He's done this on the medium compound tires, as Vexit goes 3rd quickest so far, 38.140. Just saw Brain Stew jump in, 38.230 coming out of the Italian. Scars on the move now. Brownie is also on the move. Rutanius also. Avi on an invalidated push at the moment. I do believe this is the second opportunity on these tires for Scars to set a run. He could very well be chaining runs. I've known him to do that before. My brain jumps to when he was teammates with Crampy. They used to go into qualifying sessions, and they would, in those Alfa Romeo cars, just chain laps on one set of tires until the very end of the run, and go out and get another banger in, but maybe not. What's happening here? Titanius, he's also invalidated his run, coming through turn 15 right now. Majority of the grid, I imagine, on in laps, given we have all but 7 drivers with times on the board. A little bit of a calm before the storm here. Mark will be on an outlap, and he will be looking to be our first driver out of these racers to give us a lap in a few minutes. So, as things currently stand, Mateo went 4th, so that puts us with Magnetar in provisional pole, a 37.778. Yar Santiago 38.137 in second position on that front row right now. Vexit 3rd, Mateo 4th, Brain Stew is in the 5th position. Artex 6th, Brownie 7th, Kai in 8th, Best Mate 9th on the mediums, and it's Eruption teammate rounding out the top 10 in the qualifying thus far. 10 minutes and a half remaining. Now Mark to begin a lap in the Alpine once again. A little bit of a brush to the wall, I think, there. I thought I heard coming out of Mark. The only present flyer on circuit. Really pushing things to the limits in this Alpine right now. You can see how tight he's trying to run things on the circuit right now. Out of turn 7, through into the castle section, turn 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, now into 15. Esports corner, as they call it, for a few seasons. Out of turn 16 now. Let's see what Mark's able to do if he keeps things valid. 3 out of this final section, which I don't think you can necessarily invalidate unless you hit the wall. Hard enough that it says you've hit the wall and invalidated. So now Mark, no time yet on the board. Pole position at 37.778. Where does he land himself? 8th position at 38.521. Kai in the Alfa Romeo. He is now on the move, as is Magnetar. And as I said it, Kai, with an invalidation, Magnetar will be pushing Avi as well. And then Eruption, Artex, Exit. Looking for a McLaren on track right now. Brownie on an outlap in front of Magnetar a little ways. And then you know what that means. The tow is going to be utilized. They have been utilizing it wherever it can be with major effect. Something I'll take note of here, and this is a big shout out to Mr. Magnetar F1, formerly known as CFR ZZ9. I've been commentating him for now 3 or 4 league racing seasons, and he has always been a driver to employ team tactics. Absolutely 100%. Every single racing circuit that I have ever seen him race, and I've seen him do a lot of races now at this point, he has employed some kind of team tactic. But we're not seeing it. Something's gone wrong. We saw it earlier. Seen it all season, but something right there went wrong. Eruption flying across the line into second position. Avi went third. Exit goes third, pushes Avi out of the way. Artex into the pit lane, and that puts Yar Santiago into now provisional pole position with a 37.528. Very nice run from him. Current separation on the grid from first down to 11th position, 1 second where Mark stands. And I have a feeling that is going to spice up right now. Scars on an invalidated run. Polypunk. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Larsen pushing. We just had an Aston Martin cross the line. I do believe that was Rutanius. And these times are moving quickly. Larsen. 38.538. Just like that. We mentioned a few moments ago the gap from first to 11th was 1 second. Now that is the gap from first down to 15th position. Realistically, where Kai sits, it's 1.1. Between the top 10, it's between 7/10. Things really haven't heated up at the front yet. And one thing I wonder is what the weather conditions are going to be coming ahead in the actual racing campaign. I got no weather report, and Scars right now really struggling in this Ferrari. So things really calming down now before the final runs. Everybody's on their way into the pit lane. I think absolutely everybody is going to be in this pit lane in a moment. With the exception of Artex. He's on the way out now. We're seeing some cars get out. All right, now let's see. So it will be Artex up for a flyer. Or will it be Kai first? No, it'll be Kai first. So Kai is who we will be looking on with for the next flying lap. Pole position right now, 37.528. That is going to be the target for anyone looking to get themselves into the front row. Look at this toe coming out of Brain Stew right now. This is very good coming out of the Italian. And then, of course, the Alfa Romeo squad. Some good team tactics there. You love to see that. 38.641 is where Kai stands, so this toe can very well help him. Of course, it really does help down that back straight. Well, I guess you can't really. It's the main straight. Those. Yellow flags popping up here. Out of 16. Nearly half a second the improvement. This is good. This can launch him all the way into 9th. To the line now. 7th position. Just over half a second. It was 0.549. The improvement, it's 38.092. The time now to stand. Brain Stew beginning his lap. Artex had an issue. He's on the way into the pit lane here. And the McLarens, they are getting a tow. And no, there's been a problem. That is very odd. Retirement coming out of Magnetar. S2000 pushing. So both McLarens done. Eruption in the pit lane. Mateo 5, exit 6. Very tight times between the two Haas drivers. They are neck and neck. Environment for Mark. Now, you can see an Alfa Romeo just ahead here of Brain Stew. That is, of course, Kai, primed and ready to go for the favor return that allowed him to jump some position. Brain Stew right now flying for pole. Avi just misses it. He goes second quickest. And here we go now, the Italian in the Alfa Romeo. He's been having a good run of races recently. Let's see how things go here with him and Kai. Not enough. He gets the front row, but he does not get Yar Santiago. Juan Liu. The Williams. 38.230. P8. Solid run from him. Larson. Not sure if he's flying, but if he is, he's going to love what he just got out of S2000. Bit of a weave there. He gets an improvement, 0.170. I think that is going to, yes it is, going to wrap up our qualifying session for this 8th round of the Tier 1 Racing Division in the MRL. I am very excited for this race. If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is Stryfium here from Canada. And well, it's Yar Santiago on pole position in the Aston Martin with a 37.528. Brain Stew on the front row lining up next to him. and Avi running at our top 3 here in the qualifying. What a session. Alrighty then, there you have it. Yar Santiago in the Aston Martin pole position, a 137.528. It was Brain Stew coming in second behind him for the front row, and that is a 37.692 from the Italian, 0.164 the differential. Then it's the 2 Scottish drivers here, 3 and 4, AlphaTauri and McLaren being represented well by Avi and Magnetar here, 37.713 and 37.778 respectively. We have 3 Scottish drivers on the grid today, which is fantastic to see. I imagine Disaster would love to see that in the chat. And well, not to mention, got one of them representing Alfa Romeo. Now, with that, very, very exciting race ahead of us here. Very exciting to say the least. Formation just about to get underway as these drivers finalize setups. Righty, welcome to the grid. 30 seconds counting down. Of course, let me know who you're rooting for in the chat. Let me know who you think is going to win this race. We have a prediction right now. Will the pole sitter, Yar Santiago, win this race? Yes or no? You can predict with your channel points in the chat, of course. And we greatly appreciate everybody coming through to participate in that. It's a little bit of fun. All right, welcome to formation. 19 drivers on the grid. We'll be looking for a little bit of desync just to see if we've had any fixes for that. Looks like everybody connected well. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Okay. All right. Yar Santiago, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Aston Martin will be starting this race from pole position. He was quickest in qualifying. We'll have to see if he is quickest to take a race win here today. Brains 2, the Italian, also looking quite rapid as he in the Alfa Romeo wants to take some more major points to try and bring himself into a leadership of this championship. We have Avi in 3rd position, Magnetar, Eruption, Best mate as well, the 2 Mercedes 5 and 6. It's Mateo in 7th, 1 Lou in 8th, Vexit in 9th, and Candy King rounding out our top 10, all on the soft compound tires. Kai in 11th position on the medium, starting the medium runners with Brownie behind him. It's Larsen, Artex in the Red Bull, Rutanius opting for the softs, and now we have Kane joining us. He is left. Yeah. We have Mark on the mediums, Polypunk on the mediums as well in the Ferrari S2000. Scars starting from the back of the grid. Everybody bringing themselves through out of turn 20 now to the line, led by Yar Santiago. Tire friends, Tire fam, MRL is live. We are ready to go racing here in Baku. The Battle of Baku is about to begin. My name is Stryfium, and welcome to the stream, everyone. Very much excited for this. It's going to be a thrilling, thrilling battle. Everybody taking position on the grid now. Scar is last to do so as he follows the AlphaTauri. We need tire strategies here, medium hard, potentially, soft, medium, medium available as well. Alright, welcome to Baku. Here we go. Yar Santiago, Brain Stew, and Avi, your top three here as we prepare for the light sequence. They are on, they are coming. It is 4 of 5 red lights here in Baku. Things have gone dark, and away we go. It's Yar Santiago. Brain Stew looking at his inside already, and what a view for Avi. He's got some trouble up his inside. Yar Santiago holding well, but Magnetar looking to mug off a position early into turn 2. The McLaren up the inside. He gets the AlphaTauri. A beautiful move there as the Mercedes exchange. The two Haas are looking for a major battle here. It's Haas versus Mercedes. Who'd have thought it? But it's Mateo looking at that outside of Best Mate right now. He's holding to Eruption. Nearly went into the rear of him. Exit watching as Mateo now around the outside of turn 4. Best Mate holding wide. Here goes Exit. Holy, it's 3 wide as we come into 5 and 6. Mateo ahead. Both Haas drivers have pushed Best Mate to the rear of them, and that was very touchy. Kai in 9th position, looking to make these mediums do some major work. A little bit of contact as I hear some rubbing behind. Come through castle section, everybody clean as they can be. The train is in full formation and things have not gone terribly for, I don't think, anybody on this grid yet. We have ourselves one heck of a race, knock wood. Yar Santiago getting away from Brain Stew well here. Magnetar into 3rd position ahead of Avi, wanting to get himself closer to the Italian. You can see the separation starting to form already. 1 second is the gap. Exit on the rear of Mateo. They have Best Mate in the rear view mirrors, but who's the quicker Haas car right now? We saw Mateo a touch ahead in qualifying. And very soon the mediums are going to come to life, and Kai is going to be in a very good strategical position. Well, all aboard the Santiago train. Everybody in formation pushing through into turn 3 right now. Everyone trying to keep things as clean as they can through this tight circuit. Of course, the street circuit, they are tricky. Looking to see who's making moves here, and right now Kai on these mediums is holding one of the tightest margins to Best Mate. A little bit of contact there for the Haas behind, I think just brushing the wall. Saw some sparks flare up as well. Best Mate dropping a little bit out of DRS range here, just dancing as Juan Lu and Lars in exchange of position. The softs paying off for Juan Lu. One driver to talk about, Rutenius. He hasn't moved much with these softs just yet. DRS is going to be his friend for a few laps, hopefully. Uh-oh, something's happened. That's Yar Santiago. He's off. Just coming out of 20. That is the race leader coming into the pit lane, absolutely. Brain Stew is now leading this race. DRS has been enabled, no safety car, and I have to say, everybody needs to be thankful that they did not get into that massive issue. Right now, Lars in Juan Lu. Alpine versus Williams, mediums versus softs. Juan Lu, 11th position for him. He needs to hold Brownie. Uh-oh. There's a tap. There goes Juan Lu. Oh, that's deep. Artex was looking at Larsen, really got him nervous, and there it goes again. Larsen has just gone deep on Juan Lu, and he's gone even deeper into the wall. That is not good if you're Juan Lu or Larsen right now. Mark and Scars having an exchange. That was a very unfortunate set of circumstances there, to say the least, and you can continue to hear drivers struggling here, and can hear those bumps and bangs against the walls of Baku. Guy on the medium is really pushing Bestmate, who's dropped out of DRS range on the cars ahead. Kai in a very good position to make an overtake here, and I think Bestmate's a sitting duck. Let's take a look as the rear wing comes open for the Alfa Romeo to the inside, says Kai, and with a clear-cut push, he will take now 7th position. Candy King not too far off of Bestmate, will be looking to follow through as well. However, he is on the tiring softs, and Brownie is closing the gap. Anius into 11th position. S2000 on the mediums pushing him as well with the DRS. I don't believe there's an opportunity for a move here, and he will hold patient behind the Aston Martin and wait to go for another opportunity later on. Been a solid race so far on these opening laps. We're on lap 4, soon to be lap 5. A little bit of separation starting to unfold here as Mateo has had an issue. Where is this unfolded? That is just coming out through turn 12. Unclear if he has any damage, because we have known it to fool us on a visible level. And there's a bash with the wall that's surely going to give him some trouble. Brush. That's not going well for him at all. Here goes Polypunk. Straight into the pit lane for Mateo. Brownie, Candy King. 8th position for Brownie at the moment. He is in a solid position on these mediums, and I think Bestmate has really been struggling. Monitoring some of these battles right now. We have Brain Stew with Magnetar just about 1.4. Avi is within range on Magnetar, which could be a very bad thing for Magnetar considering he's out of that DRS range on Brain Stew. Eruption, he's really in this as well. Vexit just dancing around that 9/10 range. Eruption, no opportunity for a move here, but he definitely wants that position. Let's see what he does into turn 3. Cars in Mark Exchange 13 and 14, back to Eruption. No battery utilization for a push. Tanius and S2000 into turn 2. S2000 on the inside. The softs becoming a bit of a issue for the drivers who I believe started on them. Right now though, Rutanius with the comeback up the inside. S2000, no answer for this right now. Juan Lu capturing the fastest lap of the race, and he's done this on fresh mediums at 41.395. Solid defense there from Ruda, I have to say. It was a tight hold there on the inside, but he managed to Keep it, stick it, and right now we're watching S2000 not able to do anything about this, although he's on the better tires. Polypunk closing in on this battle as well. Let's see what happens now. S2000. S-Mate and Brownie, they exchange back to S2000. Hunting down Rutanius. Polypunk with the front row seats. He's going to get the pair of them here, I think. Oh, S2000 trying to hold him around the outside of turn one. Look at this. The Ferrari and the AlphaTauri. It's still tight. There's contact. Oh, my. That is two cars being involved in that, and I'm not sure what happened, but I think Rutanius took the damage. Rutanius has no front right end plate, visibly. Wait a minute, what just happened there? This is not good for Rutanius. He is going to drop like a stone. Vexit and Kai. The medium's starting to really prevail as there's an exchange for 5th position. Fortunately for Rutanius, I think this has happened in his pit window, but he has lost a couple of positions and some valuable time. Exit under threat from Brownie. He's on the way in. Kai. Alright, Brain Stew, Avi, Eruption, Kai, Brownie, your top 5. There's a move from Brownie on Kai up the inside. Very neat. Solid work there. That's a very quickly done overtake for Brownie over Kai, considering they're on the same tires. Ferrari's holding 9 and 10, really securing this final points position right now. Vexit will be the first driver to try and crack through that Ferrari barrier into the points. Uh-oh, Scars with a big issue coming through Castle section. And this is going to drop him off of Polypunk and really bring him in with Vexit. He needs to be careful he doesn't bring Vexit straight into his teammate. Here we go, Vexit now. Scars defending. Not a lot that he can do against the fresh rubber, and Vexit will take that final points paying position for the moment as he'll get even more pit stops coming through out of the soft runners. Brain Stew is in, Avi is in, Eruption's in, and it's Brownie leading this race. Uh-oh, Eruption on exit out of the pit lane. That has cost him. Magnetar and S2000, they exchange. Magnetar giving himself some separation to Brain Stew immediately. There goes Eruption around the outside of Scars. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all information. Tight fight right now between S2000 and Brainstew. Brainstew on the very fresh rubber, looking to the inside as he pushes through turn 20. Avi and Mark. Eruption, 9th position. Man, these are some crazy tight battles in this grid right now. Yara Santiago, the former race leader, in 13th position at the moment. We've had an issue now. I'm not entirely sure what's happened. Mark has gone deep, it appears, at turn 3. And he is going to drop a number of positions. That is unfortunate for him in this race. Baku presenting challenges for a lot of the racers on the grid. Knockwood, nobody has penalties just yet. And I say Knockwood because surely somebody takes a penalty. Magnetar and Brainstew fighting over here while Kai within 2 seconds of Brownie. It's been McLaren versus Alfa Romeo now for quite a while. Candy King and Scars, they're going to have a little bit of a battle now. Well, Bestmate's going to push on through as well. Bestmate gets Scars. Wheel to wheel with Candy King. He pushes through on Candy King. Here comes Yar Santiago. He gets 2. Holy, I didn't even see him coming, but Yar Santiago picked off 2 right there. So Bestmate got 2, Yar got 2. And just like that, Candy King and Scars both dropped a pair of positions. Speed coming out of that car was wild. He's already latched on to best mate, which is absolutely critical. It's critical because he needs to hold DRS. He needs to have some defensive capability against Candy King on the fresher tires. He's able to potentially hold hold Eruption from best mate. No, I was right the first time. Now we've had another issue. It's Mark. No, that has been an issue for the Alpine again in this session. We saw him earlier, unfortunately, deep at turn 3. This time Rutanius goes around his outside and will get him after Mark unable to really get things up to speed immediately, recovering from that issue. Unclear if he has damage, but I'll tell you right now, Vexit pushing through into 5th on S2000. Brainstew, he's on the rear of Magnetar, and we might see a move here into turn 3. He is pushing on the exit, but with DRS, not a lot of battery utilization. He's not even opening his rear. Little battles unfolding or have been forming all over the circuit for the last few laps now as the strategies start to take form. We're on lap 12 out of 26. We're just about at that halfway point, and it's been a stellar race. Magnetar and Brainstew have really been pushing it here. Lap after lap, these two have been together. And here we go now. Brainstew, does he have an opportunity? Does he want to take the opportunity to overtake this McLaren here? Yes, he does. And there it is. A very neat move from Brainstew to get third. With that DRS, it is such a benefit, and there's not a lot that can be done. Eruption, 7th position for the Mercedes, ahead of S2000. Now the gap between S2000 and Bestmate, 2.8. And Bestmate will be looking to close that as quickly as he can. 12-lap-old mediums, they are going to continue to degrade, as they will for everybody who's on them. Brownie and Kai leading this race on them. But, of course, look at this DRS. Holding, potentially looking to force an error. Eruption holds tight around the outside. S2000 not able to get her foot in, really, to get anything done. Of course, if you've been enjoying the race, let me know in the chat. If you've been enjoying the broadcast and the commentary, greatly appreciate any of the feedback. And if you have not heard, we have now the new Misfits merch available. And if you're in the Discord, all you got to do is check the announcements. And there is a link there where you can join us for merch. And we have a command in the chat as well. Thank you very much, Waffle, for popping that up. I don't think it's the right link though. We have to fix our command. Someone wants to post the actual link, they can. There's Santiago Candy King in exchange. Here we go, best mate, S2000 again. There's just nothing that DRS can't do to a car on old tires. You can overtake, you can sit back, you have so much control of those situations. Very good. Brainstew has really been able to push a gap away from Magnetar and close up with his teammate, and this is critical to his race so that he's able to take a potential, well, he doesn't want to be fighting Magnetar for a race win here, and I think that's what he's in for, given the strategies. Kai and Brainstew now exchanging for second position. Candy King in the Red Bull. That fancy new livery, looking to spice things up as he goes for a potential overtake on S2000. Pressure tires. He looks, but he doesn't go. He doesn't push. He didn't push the battery. Mateo on the hards, looking for Scars. Ooh, that's tight. That was tight. Scars really wanted to hold it. He goes deep. Has to correct. Mateo takes the position. That was very tight. I don't want to have too many of those. Here we go now, Kai and Magnetar. This tire is starting to hurt Kai. We have a yellow flag. What's this now? Mark. Unfortunately, with another issue in that castle section. Brownie, half a second separating him and Brainstone. You can see the differential coming through this section most notably. Look how much speed Brainstone is able to hold on the rear of this McLaren right now. And this is a great strategy by Brownie and Kai, pushing this one stop as long as they can, and they are going to absolutely fly at the end here. Brainstone, you don't want to be pushing too far up the inside there. Of course, thank you to everybody tuning into the broadcast this evening. Greatly appreciate you all being here with us now as Brainstew looks to hunt down this lead of the race. Brownie holding the right hand side as Brainstew will have the inside line into turn one. Well, he'll have whatever line he wants into turn one. He is now clear cut ahead of the German and Brownie, and it is going to be 16 lap old mediums, soon to be 17 lap old mediums for him. Kai in 5th position now, in a big spot to come under fire from Avi, Eruption, anyone on fresher tires. On track, because look at the tire life that these Alfa Romeos are pulling out. Uh-oh, Scars has had contact with Juan Lu carrying ahead as Scars is looking the other way. Yar Santiago on exit out of the pit lane. There goes Artex. Scars really not having the best time tonight, and he's on a set of old tires as well. Virtual safety car has been deployed as another issue has occurred. This time it's not Mark, it's Larson in Castle section. Drive-through penalty for S2000, presently sitting in 10th position. Speeding under the VSC. Ouch. That's tough. That's tough. Big time. Yar Santiago now ahead of Rutanius. What a race it's been. Let's take a look at the position changes in this one already. Brainstew up 1, Brownie up 10. Magnetar is up 1. We have Vexit up 5. Kai up 6. Avi's down 3. Eruption's down 2. Best Mate's down 2. Candy King is up 1. We have S2000 up 8, but that drive-through penalty, well, I'd be shocked if it didn't bring him down to where, closer to where he began. Then we have Mateo down 4. There goes Brownie into the pit lane, and Avi and Kai have an exchange as 4th position is now his, and he is going longer than Brownie. As Brownie decides it's time. Eruption and best mate 6 and 7 right now, holding in position. I say holding in position, but something bad has happened. Oh my, best mate has no front wing. That is very unfortunate. Now there's a yellow up in sector 1. Brownie, 9th position, says bye-bye to best mate. Lars in with a retirement. Where has that happened? That's a safety car. No way. That is a safety car deployed on lap 18. Where has this happened? I don't know where it's happened. It must have happened just between turn 13 and 14, or 14 and 15. Brownie, where does he come out here? Oh my. This is very, very good for Brownie. He's just out in front of exit. I don't know if he's going to hold that. Yeah, he will. Oh, that's crucial. Brain stew on the mediums. Ay, that's gonna be a tough one versus two McLarens like Magnetar and Brownie. This is really not good for Brownie. Let's be realistic. The comparison, I don't know. This could be make or break for him. This could be the biggest brain strat I've ever seen, because they got to go around on the safety car. I don't know. Interesting. Super interesting dynamic. Of course, if you're just tuning in, welcome. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Trifium. You're joining us for the Tier 1 racing action of the MRL here in Azerbaijan around Baku. You know who you really don't want to be is Gar Santiago in a grid like this with a 3-second time penalty. That is absolutely going to cost you at the end of a race. More than likely green flag racing here for lap 21. I'd be shocked otherwise. So a 6-lap shootout to the end. Still trying to make sense of the mediums. All right. Wind things down now. Break it down as the safety car is on the way in. It will be Brain Stew weaving and warming tires. Magnetar and Brownie on the very fresh softs right behind. This is going to be a tough start, a very tough start. Everyone going to be sending it here. Things might get very scary. Brain Stew going away. Magnetar. Well, he caught him a little bit. Exit on the rear of Brownie. Already Mateo, 9th position. I think he's had to give something back, and there's been multiple exchanges. Look at this field right now. Everybody wanting as much position as they can, as quickly as they can. Juan Lu. Eruption, 8th right now for the Mercedes. Juan Lu in 9th. Still looking, still looking. Is he going to go? He's looking still. He's on the front end. Oh, they're wheel to wheel coming through turn 3. Into turn 4 right now. You can see it's fronts to rear still around the outside for Juan Lu. That's not going to work. There goes Mateo. Mateo Longe. Is he going to get the pair? He's now around the outside through 5. Back through on the inside for turn 6. Does he have the exit? He's on these medium compound tires versus softs. You can see the traction. You can see the power coming out of the softs. He's just held 8th position from Eruption. Juan Lu's still there. Brain Stew. He is pushing away ahead of Magnetar by nearly a second, and this is race critical that he is within that second when DRS comes online, or it's going to be a very tough mission to try and catch the Italian. Brownie under threat from Vexit. Avi not too far behind, but not close enough to really partake in the battle. And right now, you can see Vexit within a 10. Brownie looking to the inside to hold. Gradual move off there to just really close things up when he realizes Vexit's not going to lick the stamp and send it. Magnetar back within range of DRS on Brain Stew for when we get there in lap 23. Contact there, I think, with the wall. Not 100% clear, but Eruption took a 3-second time penalty, and he joins Yar in that club, and that's race critical. Exit again with Brownie, this time a little bit closer. To the inside. He's there, he's there. Still wheel to wheel, Brownie holding well. Mateo, a 140.010, fastest lap now of the race. In 8th position, hunting down Kai. Exit still has not been able to dispatch the German. Brownie holding very well around the outside there as Kai and Mateo now exchange on the way into turn 3. Up 23 out of 26, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there. Yar with an issue through Castle section right now. He's just taken a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Mateo for something. BSC has been deployed here on lap 23. Everyone going to be really dancing on that throttle, trying to keep the delta. We already saw a drive-through penalty in this race. I doubt anyone wants to be taking another one here. Exit holding as tight as he can. Juan Lu, 20 seconds. 20 seconds for Juan Lu. And that's what he gets, as he will not be able to serve a drive-through penalty, I think, before the end of the race. Maybe. I've actually, I don't think I've ever seen a 20-second handed out just like that before. Brownie holding off a podium here with Vexit. Brain Stew 1.6 ahead of Magnetar. There's team tactics at play here, 100%. Look at this. Magnetar dropping off of Brain Stew. He says, okay, P1's gone. We need to really do some damage control here. But I think it's too late. I think it's too late. Brownie wants that DRS to defend. Does he get the DRS to defend this? He's using everything he can. Vexit's pushing. Brownie has the DRS. He got the DRS on his teammate. Absolutely massive. And he is going to hold on to this third position. Look at the team tactics coming out of the McLarens tonight. Kai interruption, they've exchanged, and we've had an issue. Wait, what's happened here? Best mate, no way, Jose. Best mate's looking the wrong way. We're on the penultimate lap of this race. Artex has retired the car, I do believe, in the pit lane as well, and that is unfortunate to see, but we have so much tight battling to still follow along with, as things have really tightened up for this podium fight. Brownie, Vexit, Avi, Mateo Longe is even in this train for P3 right now, and Brownie doing so much work. It's actually, I mean, both podium positions are there in the train, with the exception of Brainstew, who has seemingly secured a race win here. All right, this is crucial. Exit, Avi, Mateo on the mediums. Lap 26 of 26, the final lap of the race. Brainstew leads, Magnetar ahead of Brownie. Within one, we've got Vexit, Avi, Mateo. All in a fight for second, potentially third positions. Best mate in the pit lane retiring the car. Mateo with Avi. They're actually dropping time here. Avi holding fifth. Exit looking at Brownie, not enough right now through turn 7. Oh, it's so tight. He's just sitting on those rear tires of the McLaren up that little hill through the castle section right now within 1/10. You can see Matteo there as well, not too far behind Matteo. No one gets an opportunity through. This is where it comes down to it. Out of 16, who's got the best exit here? Brownie's had a decent one. Vexit's had a decent one. He's utilizing that battery. Magnetar's gone. Matteo right on the rears. Oh my, this is very, very, very intense. You love to see it. Brainstew is going to weave his way across to take a race win here in Baku, but it's back to Matteo within a 10th on Avi to the line. Who's it going to be? Brownie gets Vexit. Avi and Matteo within a 10th. It's Matteo in 6th. Avi got him. Avi got him at the line. Very, very tight finish between those two. Kai in 7th. Eruption in 8th. Mark in 9th. S2000 in 10th. Mark, what a recovery drive after a shaky start. He gets the points up 7 positions. I have to say, the McLarens today, they really showed us some teamwork. Magnetar doesn't drop the gap to Brownie. He doesn't. You know, if Magnetar doesn't do what he did in that race, Brownie loses that podium. 100%. And I'm going to ask Brownie about it in a moment here, hopefully. We're going to have interviews in just a second, but wow. Wow, what a thrilling finale to that race and to our week of racing around Baku. That was just a stellar race. We're going to have a raid here as well in a few moments. Whew. Congratulations to the podium finishers and all the racers in the points after that one. Brainstew takes the win. We'll be talking to our podium finishers hopefully in a few moments. Second position's where he began. He finishes on that top step. Magnetar in 4th, finishes 2nd, and it was Brownie from 12th to 3rd. And considering how we saw the McLarens and the Alfa Romeos fighting through the very opening phases of that race, it was a great start for Brownie to hold it out and get that podium as well. We had Vexit really, really pushing Brownie at the end there, and it came down to teamwork to hold that podium. And Avi, what a drive. Really, really solid stuff. Finishing in 5th, however, starting in 3rd, a solid qualifying. Matteo starting 7th, moving up 1 place. Fastest lap as well, 140.010. Kai right behind him in 7th from 11th. And then you have Eruption, who moved back 3 places. Mark there in 9th with S2000 in 10th. Scars just outside the points there. The South African in 11th. Candy King as well. The Finn right behind him. We had Hanius as well as One Lu. And best mate Artex, Polypung, Yar Santiago, and Larsen with this race as well. Now, on to hopefully some interviews with our finishing 3. If not, I think we'll get at the very least 1 and 3. I don't know if Magnetar wants to do an interview. But we are going to be joined now in the commentary booth. Now, I say we, but it's just I in here. Mr. Brownie. And, well, I have to say, from 12th position to finish that race in 3rd with one of the biggest team plays I've seen in the MRL to date, coming out of Magnetar at the end. How you feeling? Because you guys had some serious work at the end cut out for you with that Vexit on your rear end.
Yeah, I was struggling hard. I don't want to complain, but I
I got a podium, but
grandpa things like I just hurt my back today, and I feel like I feel like expletive, and yeah,
I feel like words I don't want to say. It's unfortunate that you're not feeling well today, Brown.
And yeah, I was struggling really hard on the last end. And Vexit was really fast.
Did you have any team communication in voice chat with Magnetar during that fight?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I gave him slipstream for qualifying, so I appealed to his sense of honor to give me some DRS to help me fight off Luke.
Yeah, that was a very, very serious move there. It was either abandon a race win or it was abandon the race win and save your teammate, or go for the race win and potentially lose a podium for the team. And I think that in the end, considering I'm talking to you now, you guys made the right decision, because Brainstew on the mediums, he was showing such a great pace on that tire. So it was a stellar finish to the race. And well, Hungary potentially coming up next, but of course with a podium coming from 12th, regardless of what track's coming next, how does this build you up for the next race?
Pretty well. Hungary is, of course, a really different track. Still a lot to learn about the new braking bias patch, and yeah, we will see. We'll be interested in Hungary.
Well, thank you very much, Brownie, for taking the time to interview, and we'll potentially see you for another interview next week.
Yep. See ya.
That was Brownie, ladies and gentlemen. And now we are going to be talking to our second position finisher, the other half of the McLaren squad today that put on spectacular team dynamics. Magnetar, welcome to the commentary booth. How are you feeling after this race and that team play at the end that it didn't cost you anything. It got you guys both on the podium. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's my first podium since season 3, so been waiting a while for it. Finally get it. So yeah, it feels really good. And talking about the DRS at the end, we were in the voice chat and we were like, if I couldn't catch Brainstew, I'd give him the DRS so we could get the result for the team. And I knew I couldn't catch, so that was the decision. Get the DRS, keep the gap at the right amount so that it didn't get too close at the end of the start-finish straight. And yeah, tactic worked perfectly.
I have to say, it came in at the absolute most critical moment, because it was at the point where Brainstew, and you might not know this, but Vexit was alongside Brownie, and then he managed to get that DRS wing open, and it saved him that third position coming into turn 1, and then I think he was able to hold it through the rest once he was comfortably within your DRS range. So it was an extraordinarily clutch play from our perspective, and big congratulations to you both for pulling it off. Of course, big congratulations to you both for the team dynamics that you've been pulling off all season long. And this is, although you've said your first podium since season 3, you have been contributing such a degree of team dynamic to this season. How do you feel about finally getting on the podium after such a team play tonight?
Yeah, the team play was good, especially in quali as well. We did the slipstream on the main straight, and that gained so much time in the final sector. And even though I didn't improve on my second and third runs, my banker was still a really good time for what I was expecting, and it kept me P4. And yeah, all season the team dynamics have just been so good with the slipstreams and everything, just been working so well. And yeah, it's been a really good season.
With a teammate coming out like Brownie, I imagine a lot of confidence moving into the rounds. How are you feeling coming through to Hungary, or what potentially may be switched, considering track limits at Hungary at the moment? But Hungary is supposed to be round 9. How are you feeling for the round ahead?
I don't fully remember what Hungary was like from in the past. I think it was okay, not one of my best, not one of my worst, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what gets confirmed as the track, if it's Hungary or if it's one of the new ones, and then just take it from there and see how we do. Same amount of practice as always, and just do the best I can.
If you had a preference out of the two new tracks, which one would it be?
Well, I haven't driven Imola yet, so it's kind of difficult to answer that. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's my answer.
Fair enough. Well, Magnetar, thank you for taking the time to interview, and of course, congratulations on the podium. Any words for the chat as coming into the commentary booth, getting an opportunity to talk? Well, it's a great time. So if you have anything for the chat, feel free to say it, and then we'll head on and speak to Brainstew.
Yeah, just thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed that, because certainly from my POV, that was a very intense one right the way through, so I hope you all enjoyed it as well.
Thank you so much, Magnetar, definitely. Alrighty, that was Magnetar, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to take the time to talk to our race winner. It is Mr. Brainstew joining me in the commentary booth after, well, it was a very, very tight qualifying session that saw you just shy of 2/10 separated with your front row rival. who ended up not having the best luck in the end, let's be honest, because, well, you and I are having this conversation. Congratulations on the race win. Once again, the Alfa Romeo is looking extraordinarily strong, Brainstew. How are you feeling after that drive?
Yeah, very good. I was quite scared of Yard because he showed the insane pace in quali. 2 times faster than me in sector 1, so I was a bit scared. But when he made that mistake in the last corner, I relaxed a bit more, and I managed the race. I in the end, when the safety car came out, I couldn't select the softs because the game I don't know didn't let me. And but in the end, it turned out to be the better call.
What was your emotion at that time, if you don't mind me asking, when you come out of the pit lane and you see medium compound tires, you don't have many laps to the end of the race, you've got two guys very fast who've been pushing the whole race in the McLarens, just getting onto these fresh softs. What goes through your mind? Because you managed to pull out a great gap instantaneously.
Yeah, you know, the suggested strategy popped up, and when I went into the pits, I couldn't select it, so the strategy screen remained on the screen, and I couldn't select the soft tires, and I went in the alpha HQ, and I said, guys, I'm fucking all the guy, all the guys behind me are on softs, and I'm here I'm here on mediums like I needed. But actually, you know, the softs of those guys were used, I suppose, from quali, while my mediums were fresh. So if they had an advantage, it could have been only in the first 2 laps, honestly. So again, unfortunate event, but in the end, it was the right call.
Well, congratulations, Brains 2. Excellent job, excellent race tonight, and of course, I wish you well in the next round for what is supposed to be Hungary. However, if there is a switch, Imola or Portimao.
Yeah.
And I was gonna just Imola probably, and then you said
Yeah,
before I could even say.
I'm very hyped if that happens, but I don't want to get my hopes up. My hopes up. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Anything for the stream before we wrap things up?
Thank you everybody, and see you in Imola, hopefully.
Hopefully. Take care, Brains 2, and thank you again.
Thank you.
What a race. What an absolutely phenomenal race. That was a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it there, and it would be very interesting to see us in next week. Of course, I know Brains 2 would absolutely love it, being one of his home circuits. He's got quite a few great circuits over there in Italy, to be honest. Now, that said, this race in Baku in Azerbaijan was an absolute thriller. Very, very suspenseful, especially up at the front end, especially straight to the end of the race. And I really, really hope to watch that one back later on. Now, with that, we are going to wrap things up. Thank you so much to everybody tuning in. Big shout out to our partners, Fytron Software, !Fytron in the chat. And we are going to wrap it up with a raid as we always do. And we will see you Monday. For the Tier 4 Racing Division, we have a new commentator joining us for that, and you'll just have to stay tuned to find out who coming on for Monday action. See you guys next time. Until then, Trifium, ciao for now.